The Mesa County Health Department has now confirmed 3 cases of the West Nile virus here in Mesa County. And with the increase in numbers, experts are warning to stay away from places with standing water such as this and to use insect repellent with DEET. Pooches are making a splash here today at Lincoln Park Pool, all to benefit the Royce Hurst Humane Society. The best in the state are competing today in a total of 9 rodeo events. If you're an allergy sufferer like a lot of people in the valley, freshly cut grass like this can be your worst enemy. There are over 500 bikers out here for the event today, and last year this same event raised over $10,000 for the Diabetes Counts Kids Club. The paddles are ready to go, the trailers are hitched, but there's nowhere for Adventure Bound to go. Just one of the many signs that tourism is down this summer in Grand Junction. The high-speed chase ended right here. The suspect slammed his car into the curb right here, attempted to run from police, but he didn't get very far as he was caught just a few feet away. They are ratings gold. They make big deals and even bigger cash. But what happens in an average pawn shop is different. Just ask pawn shop owner Jim Wilcox.
A lot of them are, especially here lately, are just either for bills, public service, food.
And quite a difference from what you see on television. In reality, people aren't pawning for the big bucks. They're pawning just to get by.
Mostly with guns, tools, and jewelry are probably the top 3 things.
Another contrary to reality TV, the average person just doesn't have high-dollar items they can just pawn.
$50 to $150 loans that people just need till payday, you know, a type of a payday type loan.
Another reality is sometimes items that are pawned can be stolen, but there is an elaborate system in place to help find those stolen items.
We have so many pawn slips that come into our department that it's quite a lot of work to get each and every one of those entered into the system. Luckily, we have a number of volunteers to come down to spend some time and help us get all that information into our system.
The police department successfully recovers about 2 to 5 stolen items a month, but that only happens if the property is reported stolen. In that case, a pawn shop is considered a victim as well.
The restitution process is basically we're considered a victim along with the victim who had things taken from them. Fortunately, we don't see it very often, but when we do, we're listed as a victim. We hand over the goods to the police department for evidence. It's returned to the person, and then restitution is paid to us through the court system.
And if you've watched the TV show, it's something that reality TV stars don't deal with. And like Wilcox, Smith has also seen how the show differs from reality.
Most people need rent money or grocery money, gasoline to get to work, that type of thing.
You are being watched, you are being listened to. Every single digital transaction is recorded and monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Especially if you're an iPhone user. Today, the hacker group AntiSec published 1 million iPhone users' personal information that they claim they hacked from an FBI database of over 12 million Apple users.
Basically, anything that happens through any kind of digital media, whether it be phones or internet, it is monitored and can be easily monitored.
Carr explains that since the enactment of the Patriot Act, it is completely legal for the government to record and capture digital transactions. The problem then arises as to how a major security breach like this can happen.
You know, if you've got somebody on the inside, which there's thousands and thousands of employees, it's really simple for them to get in.
So simple that iPhone users are now concerned about protecting their identities.
It really worries me though, because I'm online on my bank all the time. I buy stuff online all the time. So if they get my credit card information, that would suck.
Though it may be weeks before users know that their online identity had been jeopardized, users like William Reithart hope for the best.
I would, want to hope that I was one of the lucky few they didn't get, but I guess at this point, there's nothing really I can do. If it's already out there, it's, already out there.
To ensure that you are one of the lucky few, the future is not exactly bright.
The fact that these hackers are saying that they've gotten into it and gotten a hold of it, the information's there if they wanted. If they wouldn't have hacked the FBI, they could easily hack Apple, they could easily get into AT&T or Verizon or anybody else's systems.
Many of us remember where we were, what we were doing, and how we felt on September 11th. But now there's a whole generation of students that weren't even born when the attacks happened. Today's lessons at Scenic Elementary were not typical.
I learned today that people took over 4 planes and 2 crashed into the Twin Towers and 1 into a field.
Cora Perkins is a 5th grade student at Scenic Elementary, and besides what she has learned from her parents at home,
This is the first year.
she has never learned about the attacks in school. Her teacher, Karen DeRose, does not have to address 9/11 as a part of the curriculum. So instead,
in class, what we do is we talk more about citizenship, and we celebrate Patriot Day.
Ms. DeRose's students had a special project today where they wrote about what it meant to be an American and illustrated what September 11th means to
I'm
them.
proud to be an American because we live in a free country with people risking their lives to keep us safe.
Though 9/11 is not specifically in the curriculum, school district officials say
we do have standards that say that teachers talk about complex events, pivotal events in the past.
after Ms. DeRose taught her 5th grade class about civility and 9/11, Cora was immediately affected.
It made me really sad because I can't imagine being a daughter of my dad being in that plane or being in the Twin Towers and dying.
Although these students weren't even born when the attacks happened, I have to say it was really enlightening being in the classroom and seeing how the students understood the magnitude of what happened that day and how it affected them. For now, I'll send it back to you in the studio. The highlight of the Grand Junction Air Show to many is the Blue Angels, and today they came in for a landing. The pilots were welcomed to town by the City Council and others. The air show kicks off Friday with the Blue Angels performing on both Saturday and Sunday at 3. The last time the Angels took to the skies in the Grand Valley was back in 2008.
Our country is based upon freedom, and the military is certainly something that we should all be proud of. Be able to draw and have this group here is really a pretty special event. It speaks highly for the Valley and highly for the community.
After the show here in Grand Junction, the Blue Angels will take flight to Hawaii on what they call their long tour. Tickets are still available for the show here in the Valley. KKCO is a proud sponsor of the show.